We have an interesting clip to play for you. This is from Fox News. This is anti-gay Fox pundit Cal Thomas, who played the old slippery slope, blah, 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 blah argument that we've heard many times. Hey, if all of a sudden gay people get married, you're going to have polygamy. You're going to have 40-year-olds marrying 6-year-old girls. It's just going to be a nightmare. This is Shannon Bream and Cal Thomas from Fox News. Let's set it up here so that then we can break it all down.
I think a lot of evangelical leaders are looking at this as inevitable, that the Supreme Court will in fact strike down laws restricting marriage between men and women. But I think what the court has to do then, if it's going to do this, is say, okay, where is the line then? If equal protection covers gays, lesbians, transgenders, and the rest, what about the polygamists? Some of their groups have already said that after same-sex marriage is approved, they want polygamy approved. And even further out, the adult child marriage people, men especially, who want to marry young boys or young girls, as occurs in some Muslim countries, by the way, they want their rights too. So who's going to say no, and based on what?
Well, and that came up during the Supreme Court arguments about this, not the extent of the adult-child relationships, but conversations about polygamy and those kinds of things. And people will say, it's a crazy, slippery slope. Yeah. You're just trying to scare people, but that's never going to happen.
Well, where's the standard? I mean, if it's not the Constitution, if it's not Scripture, where is the standard? You walk into the supermarket, there are pounds, there are quarts, there are standards by which you measure produce and how much you're going to pay when you go out based on how many tomatoes you have and how much they weigh. What if we did away with those standards? It would be totally chaotic.
Okay. I mean, Lewis, it's so hard to even encapsulate why this argument continues to come up again and again and why it's so ridiculous. First of all, both polygamy and child marriage were accepted practices in the Bible. Some accounts even say that Jesus's mother, Mary, was as young as 12 when she married Joseph, who was said to be in his 30s or 40s. But even with that aside, there's plenty of polygamy and concubines and the whole thing in the Bible. This is yet another one of these so-called Christian family values conservatives who can't seem to tell the difference between two consenting adults in a relationship and child abuse on the other hand. They say, like Huckabee says, we're going to have a problem with trans students in a different bathroom because as a kid, I would have lied about my gender identity just to spy on girls. Well, the problem seems to be with the people like Huckabee because we've had no incidents like the ones he describes. Cal Thomas here, who claims to be on the side of Christian family values, he's the one who's saying if there's gay marriage, all of a sudden you're going to have child marriages and polygamy. But he can't seem to tell the difference between consenting relationships between two adults and child abuse.
And there's still a system of laws, right? How would those laws change when you create a new one or change an old one? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just trying to scare people. I'm not convinced that all the people who try to bring up the polygamy stuff actually believe that it would happen.
This argument is as stupid as saying if we let gays have driver's licenses, then straight people wouldn't be able to drive, right? Or let's think back. Women getting the right to vote is super dangerous, Lewis, because we're expanding the definition of who can vote. Next, it's going to be kids and animals and rulers voting. Desktop rulers and calculators are going to be able to vote, Lewis. It's just going to open the floodgates. Oh, right. Yeah, wait, that didn't happen. Yeah. I guess that doesn't really matter, though.
Probably not. No. There's an agenda here. You just got to focus on what's important.
And remember, Abraham and Jacob and David and Solomon and Gibeon and just everybody, Nahor and Eliphaz. I mean, it's concubines and multiple wives, and even sometimes where we have rapist plus victim marriage, like in Deuteronomy 22. But it's if we get away from the Bible that we're going to have all of this stuff. Get the hell out of here. I mean, these guys like Cal Thomas are just, you can just see that he's desperately trying to hold on to some semblance of relevance here as his ideas become as antiquated as, racial separatism and women not voting, quite frankly. That's the level to which these guys are retrograde in their ideas.